Hi, I'm Horoloupe. I'm a watch collector and I've been collecting watches for about 5 to 6 years. When I started my first company when I was 15, I started making some money. I started buying G-Shocks, I started doing all of that. And then eventually, you enter this black hole of horology, start reading all of the, websites, forums and whatnot. And eventually, you start buying bigger pieces. I brought 3 watches with me today. This is the baby blue Royal concept. What I love about this watch is the actual depth of this watch. So you can see the movement from any angle. And what I love about this watch is it actually fits the wrist very well. Like obviously it's a big watch, right? But it actually wraps around the wrist and it fits, right? And it looks good and it's curved. It's also the first self-winding automatic concept. So I think that's pretty significant as well. And what's really cool is that the rotor it's a peripheral rotor. So it's actually on the dial. So you can actually see it wind, right? And so therefore the movement of the chronograph is fully exposed and there's nothing to hide because it's just finished impeccably. My watch collecting philosophy is very simple. I usually buy watches to celebrate certain milestones in my life, be that personal milestones or professional milestones. I think Instagram has played, and social media in general, has played a paramount role in watch collecting. I remember when I first started out my page, I had like no followers. All these pages that I would follow, it would really influence what I thought was cool or what I thought was what I should be collecting. And it kind of creates an echo chamber in terms of what you see out there. Therefore, like recently in the past 2 years, certain pieces have been hyped up selling double retail, triple retail. Like that's, in my opinion, it's mostly to do with social media. I don't think it would have happened otherwise. This is the Patek Philippe 5740 Nautilus Perpetual Calendar. The reason why this watch is pretty significant is I remember very clearly in February, like end of February, early March, before Basel, like a week or so before Basel, on Instagram I heard a lot of rumors that Patek was going to release a new Nautilus. I messaged the country manager of China and I was like, it would be really cool if Patek made a perpetual calendar blue dialed Nautilus in a precious metal using the 240 movement. Because the 240 movement, as you know, is super thin, this micro rotor, it's 3 subdials. And then when it was officially announced, she was like, oh my God, like how'd you know? Like I literally got all the points correct. And so I was like, okay, I have to buy this now. Like it's like meant to be, you know what I mean? And in my opinion, it's the perfect Nautilus. People in the watch community call this a king Nautilus because it's the most complicated. It's the only grand complication Nautilus in the Patek line. And I don't foresee them making anything more complicated than this for the Nautilus in the foreseeable future. So I think it's a great piece to have. And this one is, as everyone knows, the black ceramic perpetual calendar, Royal Oak. And the reason why I love this watch is, I mean, I don't really think I need to explain myself. Just look at this. Look, this is ceramic. It looks like precious metal, but I don't know if it shows in the camera, but it shines, it's light, it's very scratch resistant, and it's pretty low profile for what it is, right? It's literally black, and I only wear black. Like 90% of my wardrobe is black. So it fits myself very well. This is also one of my most recent acquisitions, and so I can see myself wearing this a lot, probably half of the week as well. Because it's comfortable, it's very light, and just everything about this, it's so well balanced. The dial is absolutely gorgeous. There's a reason why this is so hyped, right? It's not hyped for nothing. I think these 3 watches represent my collecting philosophy pretty well. I mean, I have some crazy pieces like this, but most of the stuff that I buy is still relatively classy, I guess, right? This is like avant-garde, like, as AP says, like in order to break the rules, you have to master them first, right? Like literally this and that are the epitome of that. And this is just classic Patek, right? Like in terms of what fits me, because I don't like leather straps. So I think this does represent my collecting philosophy pretty well. And that's why I brought these 3 pieces with me today.